Oh, it's going to be big, mate. City Country Grand Final this year's been built up through some great racing that was done in Mareeba a couple of weeks ago. The City boys finally got some good setups in their cars and really give it to us. So this one down here, we've got a lot of work to do, but we want the bragging rights. The City Country nominations this time round have grown a couple. We're looking at having around 14 cars, so it should give us 7 aside, which will be a really good battle. Brett, one of the City drivers here, he'll be pumping his team up to really give it to us.
Yeah, for sure. Well, not like, you know, I really need to pump them up too much. You know, we got majority of the City blokes are, well, you know, a fair few of them are from Townsville and always very competitive, and you know, and some good drivers amongst them as well. You know, the little rocket here, although I didn't run the first round, but I'm really looking forward to getting out there and having a good run and finishing a race meeting, you know. But yeah, I'm more looking forward to the camaraderie between all you know, both city and country. We all get along really well, and it's a good atmosphere, good class to race in.
The Mareeba track, we just put a bit of work in up there, and it's virtually got a new surface there now, so everybody come there with no real data on that ground. But the City boys just seem to have that set up really good, because there are some fast lines into turn 1, and a lot of the times that's where a bit of ground can be made up. But those boys were just taking some beautiful entries and just pulling away from the country guys down the straight. So we've had to do a little bit of homework ourselves, and Cairns is similar. We've had a new surface put down here as well. So yeah, it's going to be lots of spanners going on in those first couple of heats, I'm sure.
City didn't have it all their own way, but you know, in the final up there too, Owen Rankin, Owen Johnson, sorry, in that green Cortina, he was coming home strong in the final.
Yeah, and Macca.
Yeah,
and Macca just needed another 5 laps and would have been different.
Dean was lucky, I think, to hang on to that race and to win it.
Yep.
Owen was coming on pretty strong.
Yeah, my brother even, you know, blew a tyre.
Yeah,
he was pedaling hard.
Nick was going good.
Blew a tyre with a lap to go.
He was running 4th there and trying to go forward, and yeah. And I was standing in turn 1. And when he went in turn 1, it went pop, and I went, oh, Mickey, I feel for you, mate. You know, like.
Hard luck would have had to go to Melissa and Sean on the night. Yeah. That's the husband and wife dynamic duo.
Tractor tyres. Shawnee likes to climb the tractor tyres. Yeah.
I don't know how that trip home would have went. A little bit of damage to the car.
Probably only because I've done more laps on Cairns than I have on Mareeba. I actually prefer Mareeba track. I like the long straights and the nice corners. But yeah, that'd be the only reason why, is because I've done more laps on the Cairns track than I have Mareeba track. But I love them. They're both really good tracks, and they like Brad said, they both got new surfaces on them. So like. And a lot of away drivers haven't been there yet. You know, I've only been lucky enough to do some practice laps and stuff on it, and yeah, it's a different track again. You know, so like, you know, they're going to have to throw their spec book out the window and come to Cairns and start writing, you know, new setups for their cars, because it's going to be a total different track. So.
But what about the advantage of having extra supporters with the 200 plus people you normally bring along to scream out for that thing?
Yeah, well, that's a good thing.
That's got to be an advantage.
It's good to have a good fan base too, you know. Brooksy, you got plenty of good fan base there too, mate, and Mick, and you know, like.
That's what City Country has done though, eh?
Yeah.
It has really brought the fans closer to us, because they can join in wearing their pink and blue and really show us who they're barracking for. And we make sure we can flick mud at those ones as we go past. City Country took it on straight away that we wanted to interact with the fans and really make it a family night that they could all enjoy and talk about. So by picking the colours, you can see it in the crowd. It's good for us. We decorate the cars with some streamers and whatever we can do to...
We put little valve stem seals on the tyres.
Lights,
little lights that either glow pink if you're a city bloke, or blue if your car's a country car, you know. And you know, when you're under full race noise, all you can see is these, you know, like blue lights or pink lights.
The kids must.
Yeah, they
really like that.
You know, like the kids get involved. They, you know, like depends on who their favourite driver is, or whatever, and they know that they're country or city. You know, like they'll wear their pink or their blue, and you know, like it's a good atmosphere. You know, like, and you know, in Mareeba, I did notice that Mareeba, that place is pretty packed in
with
the last.
blue.
Oh,
you mean, with blue, you mean?
No, with either.
Yeah, no,
like,
it was a great night.
The amount of people that were at the track as well, you know, like
this is our first time in Cairns with the City Country, and we've been really looking forward to bringing it down here and introducing it to here, because we believe it'll be well supported, a great night out. Kids can get right in behind it, get really dressed up, and show us who they really are barracking for.
Here in Cairns, you know, from my interpretation of it, like we've taken like a little 4-cylinder class and what they used to call a sprint sedan class, and we've kind of combined the two together, and we've gone to the Super Street because the Super Street accommodates all three, like 4-cylinder, a 6-cylinder, and a V8 all in one. So you know, like it was more. Well, you know, like we might as well just go and, you know, we really want to just go and run in this, combine everybody and run into one class, and we will have, you know, so much more fun, good camaraderie between all the drivers, and it's a good night out. And you know, afterwards, you know, like we'll stand around and have a sherbet or two, you know, like, and laugh and joke, and it's a good time, you know.
And basically any car can win, eh? Like,
well, that's
the Fords have their nights where they can just put it all over the rest of them. There's other nights where the track suits the bigger engines, but it really is.
Then you get
a great battle.
You know, like the little four-banger, like
Ashley Goodman from Warpack Trailers.
Warpack Trailers. In his little Nissan Gazelle, who, you know, like last year in one meeting there in Cairns was just blowing everybody away, and nobody could get near him. You know, and that's the way that the track runs too. You know, one night, you know, Brad's on fire. You know, like the next night. Yeah, no, that's Bretto on fire. Then you know, the next night, you know, like Dean or Brett Hardy or
Owen Rankin,
Owen Rankin. Yeah, Owen. We can't forget Owen. Like Owen, he is a stalwart. He's there all the time. You know,
and he's provided some terrific support with Youngbarrow Waterfront Developments. They have jumped on board with City Country from the get-go, and they've provided us with some prize money that we can get back to the drivers to help them, you know, through a little bit of the hard times that we're having. So it's been great to have Youngbarrow Waterfront Developments get right behind us on this.
And Owen just celebrated his 60th birthday the other day, so he'll be on a mission.
Oh, we've got many characters in the 2022 season Pro 1 Super Street Sedans. We cover them from all angles. We've got farmers, we've got shoe farers, Mickey Mid-Packs, a shoe farer.
We've got tilers,
panel beaters, painters, we've got truck drivers. They come from everywhere to have a go at this, because the feeling you get when you go home at the end of the night is just a complete buzz that just has you looking at the calendar for when your next nomination's coming around. You can come in at a very, very basic level, and you could probably nearly even get in for around $4,000 picking up a car that's basically all bar ready to race. Then you could go a little bit further, coming into preference, personal preference, and how many times you actually want to see that black and white thing waved at you. You could get yourself up around $8,000 to $10,000. But that's a very competitive car that's been set up very well and is going to see you through many seasons.
Yeah.
Well, when we compare it with other hobbies that people are into now, prior to this, I was a mad fisherman, and geez, that 10,000 would have went past pretty quick.
Yeah.
So motocross, drag racing, it really doesn't matter what you get into, but for what you get out, this is probably the best value for money that you're going to find.
See, we run our cars on street radials. Okay? We're not putting race rubber on them or anything like that. So the idea is to keep the cost down with them, you know. So you can buy a cheap car, run it on street radials, which are, you know, like majority tyres are between sort of 80, you know, to $200 a tyre, you know, like. So it's all about trying to keep the cost down. You know, like our registration fee is not that exorbitant either, you know, like it's quite cheap as well, you know, like, but yeah, like the idea is to, you know, to make it affordable.
Budget entry, basically.
Yeah, budget entry, you know.
And as you can tell by our cars that, we do put a lot of work and a lot of pride in, but we don't actually see a great deal of the outside from the inside. So it is very much for everybody else as it is for ourselves. Well, it's definitely the 7 to 15 laps that we normally do 7 in our heats and 15 in our final races, but it's the 15 other trailers that pull up beside me. It's the 15 other blokes and girls that get along and have a good talk and have a really good night, and then we go out and battle, and then we come back in and have a sherby.
That's it.
That's why we do it.
But yeah, for me, it's being able to control something that's on the edge of out of control for a start. All right, like that's, you know, the adrenaline rush you get from parking your ass, and when you drive out that pit gate, it's like a switch goes on in
Most
you know,
definitely.
Yeah, and you know, like
Eyes are down.
Eyes are down, and look, you know, when you're out there battling, there's friends that you're racing against, but there's no friends, you know what I mean? Like, and a bit of rubbing and that is racing, and that's what it's all about, having a bit of fun. And,
Definitely.
And, you know, having fun for yourself too, you know?
It's a hell of a reward.
Yeah.
Hell of a reward.
You get out of that car every time and you're just so pumped up and so excited and so pleased with yourself that, hey, because while you're out there doing laps, you're lapping everyone in the stands, and they don't know that feeling, you know. Well, majority of them don't, and I'm sure that, you know, they're wondering what it's like. Why do they keep doing that? You know, like, and I hope we attract a hell of a lot more people, you know, to go, you know, that's a good entry level class, the Pro 1 Super Streets, and I want to go and get myself one of them now. You know, I know quite a few cars that are for sale, you know, and cheap too, you know, that people can just go on, boom, boom, and they're just about ready to go, you know, and it's good fun, good people, you know, well, it's a good class.
Yeah, g'day, it's Brad here. This is Brett here with me, and we're really looking forward to seeing you get on down to the Pro 1 Super Street Sedans Grand Final of the City vs Country.
Get on down to Totally Workwear Cairns Speedway on the 28th of May. Come down and watch the grand final. Wear your pink and wear your blue. Support your city or your country. We're really looking forward to seeing you all down there.
Go blue.
Go pink.
Hey, if you'd really like to get on and check out some great city driving without a police chase, get on onto YouTube and check out Push the Cush. These boys are really showing you how to get around a dirt track.
Go push the cush.
For the bloopers.
The bloopers, yeah. There's going to be a few of them.
Yeah. At the end of the month.
Yeah.
On the 28th at the end of the month.
Yeah. I lost the May.